going to be figured out. Someone tells you something, it's going to be okay, and come, let's do this, and they remind me, they push me, they are my pillar. And so when it comes to spirit media management, I don't know what to say. They have also been you know, when God does his timing, there's an interlocking of seasons happen.
Back, I'll be able to read a few if time allows, but for now we want to hear some more testimonies, and I hope you're ready, Coach. Probably this happens to you on a daily, but now we managed to capture some of the testimonies, and this one is one of them. Please watch it.
For me, it's the authenticity in the information shared on this show. The fact that I can go back and use this knowledge practically and it works just owes me. So please, I don't know why you're not watching Spirit TV. I don't know why you're not watching the Bahati Show, but please watch. And you can actually, if you've missed this whole year, you can go back and follow her on her YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok channels, because there is so much to share. I'm Claire Hewa. I deal with children and I love mothers.
With the very many questions that the world has on how to do with life, personally, the Bahati Show has impacted me a lot. My name is Trouble Joy, and as I talk right now, I know what I want to be. I'm so very clear with my goals, and trust me, I'm walking the journey of greatness. We're celebrating 1 year of airing the Bahati Show with Coach Bahati Hilda Sabiti. You don't want to miss out on the journey. Thank you.
Hello, amazing people. This is Ben Anajuma, a life and transformational coach. For me, it's the vibration, the energy, all the knowledge, the constant learning. Here, I've been able to elevate my financial status and career. I got myself financial increase in my career. I've been able to bring my friends to also experience this growth holistically. And I congratulate the show for making 1 year in this space. Thank you.
Happy first birthday to the Bahati Show, Coach Hilda, and the entire Spirit Media. I'm Evelyn, a medical practitioner.
Yo, what's up, good people? This is Eunice Breve, an entrepreneur and a voice for introvert. I celebrate together with this journey with Coach Hilda Bahati Sabiti, a community where I've learned a lot. How do you navigate into the journey of mastery? How do you become the best version of yourself? How do you excel in the business world? It's all in the package with a coach herself. We celebrate her and the media. I like you guys.
Hello.
Beautiful and beautiful. Well said and well captured. That's just one of the many testimonies that we do have out there. Thank you so much for being faithful. Now, like we said earlier on, please, if you also have a testimony, do not sit on it. It's one thing to be transformed, it's another to be quiet, and you not let the world know, even the person who is impacting you, they should at least know that their effort is not in vain. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to hear from the coach herself.
Wow, amazing. So if you hear me say anything to do with my note takers, please, if you're writing notes, just know there is always writing notes somewhere in what I have to say. But just like I said, thank you so much, OJ. I'm really, really appreciative of this moment that God has enabled us to actually get to. Now, for me, when it comes to just what to say today, I really, really took time and said, God, what do your people need for your season, or for the season that they're going in? I know that there's a lot of transition that is happening in people's lives. There's a lot of repositioning that is, I am transitioning, and I'm not transitioning alone. There are so many people. And if you're thinking you're transitioning alone, if you're thinking you do not know know what the next foot is. You know your assignment, but you don't know what the next step should be, what the next level should be. Just know that you are not alone. So we are transitioning together. There is a level we have been at the past year, and I believe that God has grounded us. But again, He wants to ground us even more in this season. So it's time for us to raise our season, to upgrade our standards, to know what to expect from God and what it is that we want to be able to actually do from God. So I just have a few things that I just want us to be able to share together, and then we will call it a day, or I will call it a time here. But if you have felt that gap, and I know that you have felt that gap because I have felt that gap. Do you know builders? Have you seen, they have built very nice things, but again they must be able to shift and be able to go into the next season of their lives to learn new things and to build better. For example, someone has been building bungalows, and all of a sudden they feel, you know what, I've gotten to that time, and I think this is it. I think I've been at this level for a long time. You could be a speaker, you could be, by the way, a career person, and you've done whatever you've been doing for the longest time. You think you're giving your whole, you think your bosses are recognizing you, you think you're making impact, but there's just that unsettling feeling that you feel that, you know, it's time for upgrade. And sometimes you don't know what the upgrade is. And sometimes as a career person, the upgrade could be just to learn how to communicate, public speaking. As in, have you seen people that work too hard, but again, they just don't know how to position themselves? They don't know how to talk about what it is they offer. Have you seen someone that has something very good to offer, but they don't know how to talk about it? And so, in that season is where you know that, you know what, I made some money, but I don't think that money is enough anymore. I think there is a level I must be able to get to of impact. And sometimes it's not just the money, but the impact of satisfaction, of feeling, yeah, this is it. I wake up every day to do something that I really love. Whether I am operating a hospital, whether I am selling, whatever it is that I'm selling, I wake up every day to do something that I really love. Now, even when you do something that you really love, season shift. Okay, so I want us to be able to discern the shifting of the seasons and know that we cannot operate the same anymore. If you need to be able to learn something, learn it. If you need to be able to ask someone, go and ask them. Someone in the industry, someone who has gone ahead before you and they know what to do, or you see that they have something that, do you know that you can sense that this person, we're not at the same level? And sometimes you can sense that it's possible that we are at the same level, but their level of understanding has transitioned to another level, according to what they say and how they behave. So, I want to ask yourself, is your standard too low? For what you believe God to do in this season, is your standard too low? Can you be able to raise it? Can you be able to raise your expectation? And as I ask that, there's something that I put down and say that direction, not intention, that determines the destination. Can we lock in the direction of what we want to do? Because when we lock it in, the speed at which we are going to run is going to be amazing. We are going to impact more people. We are going to grow. Our families are going to be better, and we are going to transition glory from glory to glory. And that is what we want. Okay. But there's something that I put down and say that if you feel the gap, and this is something that is going to disappoint so many of us, but again, it's so true. If you feel the gap between where you are and where you want to go, I need you to be able to go back, to take a step back and ask yourself, is it God's timing for me to actually take this step? Because with God's timing, this is what I discovered when I was praying about this. This is what I discovered, that lifted your standard. Because you have not placed a more demand, a better demand on yourself, not on God, on yourself. You place a better demand and say, I started this, I must finish it. I started this, I must show up. I looked for this, I prayed for this, I must do everything that it takes to make sure that it is working. I prayed for the next level. Let me tell you, the next time you pray for the next level, be very careful, because sometimes, or the next time you pray for God to save you or redeem you, I need you to be careful, because sometimes how God redeems us is so funny. Sometimes God will take away what you want most. And He knows that, by the way, He's redeeming you. Okay, so when you pray, sometimes we make these prayers and we're like, God, take me to my next level. And He says pride has to go away. And then He will bring someone in your life that is going to be a thorn. Okay, And when that person is a thorn, you will bulge ozimbe okendere omalo zimbe okendere nga Katonda agamba yes, you are going through the training, because bono mala no kakkana bono sanka balala bakiyitamu, you will look at them and say ojja kuba bulungi ojja kutereera, you know, and you will speak from experience. And when you speak from experience, your words do not fall on ground. Like when you speak from experience, we can know your conviction. We can feel it that you wish us good and you want us to go through this so that we can get to the best. Have you ever talked to a teenager? You look at her and the way she's wobbling around like the world is hers, and all of a sudden you're like ajaku kakana ajaku bulungi. You get it? So I want us to critically look at God's timing, okay? Are we ready for the pressure? Are we ready to dodge the spears that are going? Because your next level, you're going to have more enemies. Your next level, you're going to have more tendencies of self-sabotage. Like it's going to be so easy for you to pull yourself down, because when you get there and you don't feel like doing anything, nothing is going to be done, because you're the one that is supposed to actually do it. Okay, so God is readying us for the pressure. And then there's something that I wrote down and say that we need the backside management. The backside management. Now, so many of us on the front side, we have received prophecies. We have had sermons. We have had motivations. You know those motivations that shake you out of your chair, and you feel like this is it. This I am breaking even, and I am breaking through. Like nothing is really stopping me. Let me tell you. Even if you have it in your mind, nebono sambagala, even if you lift a chair, even if you speak in the tongues of angels, whatever it is that you need, for as long as your front side is sambagala but the back side is lacking, there is a problem. So God now wants to fix the backside. The year that we are getting into is the year for God to go into your back akunyweze akukanike, and it does not feel fine. And it's not sweet, okay? But again, he's preparing you that when he unveils you for the next levels and the next levels and the next levels, you're going to show up ready. Abantu tebagala kulya birumira. Abantu tebagala kulya bitatuuse. You know? That's how we get stomach aches. You get it? And I think you've had people, some people, even speakers, you hear someone speaking and you're like, God. You even don't want to look. I don't know whether that has happened to you, and you're like, jeez, no tunulako eri ne webuzabuza nodda ku ssimu naye nga buli byayogera ate omuntu waba ayogera ebintu ebitakwatagana abeera loud ate aba amanyi ate n'ekirala abasuuba buwe bati. You know, I usually tell speakers that when you're speaking, just know that there are people who are more understanding in the room than you. So when you speak, can you be the mouthpiece of God? Can you let God speak? Can you prepare enough? Can you speak with trust in the God that called you, but you do the work that you are supposed to do? When you appear, your gift will automatically make a path for you. People will see it, they will witness it, they will smell it from afar, and they will know. So, are your standards too low? Can you place a better demand on yourself this year and say, you know what, something better has to come out of me? And let me tell you, it doesn't matter where you are, what you do, how old you are. Place a demand on you. Do you know olwalero boyagala okunyirira ennyo osobola okunyirira ennyo? Buli kyoyagala osobola okifuna. But there are times you say, Kale, next week, next month, you keep procrastinating, even about your own personal life. I know that when I start speaking, we can speak and we can sleep here. But I know that for my note takers, you're taking something. Okay? So, the prophecies and the sermons and the motivations we have had. But we are gifted, but people's opinions still matter to us. And God wants to fix that. That is what he wants to fix. That people's opinions will never matter to you. Because for as long as you have a direct connection with God, you feel the confirmation on your heart. You feel the endorsement of the heaven on your earth. Even when the whole world is against you, you will go at it. You will go at it alone and say, me, God and I are the majority. So I'm not going to wait for everyone to be behind me and to be rooting for me in order for me to actually progress in my life. So you see how the kukanika we really need. And sometimes we are good at talking about, if people's opinions still matter to you, you're still in the garage. Okay? And God is still doing a work in you. He's putting on overalls and he's never done. He's still in the creation business. Okay? And then and then sometimes we have the need to save everyone. The need to save everyone. As in, we cannot stay in our lane and what God has called us to do, but we have the need of getting into other people's businesses. If you still have that need, you're still in the garage. God is still doing a work in you. So that when you get to your lane, when you see others, you'll be like, Situla mugugugo nange nsulo gwange, tujatuka. But you're not going to go carrying other people's baggages and hope that you are going to get to where you want to actually get. So God's timing is that he wants to refine us. He wants to prepare us for that stage so that when we are unveiled at every level that he wants us to get to, we are ready for the assignment. And when you are ready for the assignment, the right heart's attached. Some of us, we feel we are ready for the assignment, but we want to please everyone and we want our messages to matter to everyone. No, even my messages don't matter to everyone. There is a tribe of people and community of people that God predestined and said, Bahati, show up, these people are going to be touched. And there are people that are never in my docket, they are in your docket. So if you do not show up, that means they are missing out. Nothing is actually happening in their lives. Okay, so the holding the elevator, you're going up and then you're holding the elevator for everyone to enter. Your elevator has a capacity, right? It has some kilograms. So if you overload it, you're not going anywhere. So I want you to look at the people in your life. Are those the right people that are supposed to be in your life, or they are filling your elevator? Or have you ever stood in an elevator and the door cannot close? Because someone's arm or someone's clothes or someone is just in the door because it has been filled to capacity, but you're bringing in everyone, and apparently some of us, even those that want to get out, we don't want them to get out. We are crying for everyone. Not everyone is supposed to be on your boat. Not everyone is supposed to be in your assignment. Some people are supposed to serve for a certain amount of time and exit. When they exit, hold the door for them, let them exit, and then press continue. Your assignment is supposed to be on the 20th floor, but you're stuck on the 3rd floor. That's not going to work. You're not impacting anyone, you're not changing anyone's life. And this applies to all of us, whether we are in career development, whether we are pursuing a passion, our purpose, and everything that we must do. I want us to talk about our tactics, okay? Because sometimes it's not about what God isn't doing, but okay? He has orchestrated everything. Before you were formed in your mother's womb, he knew what you would do. So that means he has prepared you for that. And he keeps refining you and preparing you. But what aren't you doing? I want you to ask yourself, go and fill in those missing gaps. What aren't you doing? What is the level of competence that you must have right now in order to operate with ease, in order to operate in impact, in order to operate with transformation? What tactics do you need? Okay? Do you need marketing tactics? Do you need certain skills? Do you need to know how to sell yourself? Okay? How to market yourself? Do you know how to package yourself? You know, we have very good things, but we just don't know how to package them. Okay, so I need you to go into, you are a very beautiful person, but you're not well packaged. Very beautiful, but not well packaged. Have you seen people who are beautiful? Nenga nagalale. They are beautiful, but not well packaged. So the tactics. And let me tell you, there is nothing that you have not been given freely. There is everything. If you want to learn, you can learn from everywhere and from so many people that are willing. So I need you to be able to go and get those tactics and be able. And the last one that I will say is, your enemy is actually not the enemy, it's the inner you. Okay? There is no enemy. There is no external enemy. No one is pursuing you. Tewali akuloga. Tewali akuseketerera. Tewali, no. Gwe weseketerera. Do you know tweseketerera? You know, with all the negative words that we speak about ourselves later on, now that's a big platform. I don't think I can be able to actually handle it. And then you go quaking, and then you get it. That's a boardroom. That's a big meeting. Talking to CEOs. Now you talk yourself down out of it, and then all of a sudden you're busy when you go for prayers. Oh God, I need this and I need that. And I think God sometimes looks at us and is like, look at my mad people. I wish they knew that they have everything that they need and they are able to actually utilize it. So you are your worst enemy, your greatest enemy. And I need you to rewind that and work around that and say, I'm not going to be my enemy. Where am I standing in my own way? How can I get out of my own way and unblock myself and get unstuck in order for me to do the things that I need to do? Yeah, so that's it from me. We're going to share a lot more questions that are coming in. I know that there's a lot more for us to learn and share.
Wow, beautiful. Let's give her a big hand clap. Hey! You've mentioned something to do with an upgrade. Even our Bibles on our phones request us to upgrade. I wonder what they be upgrading. Is it the display of Jesus' words in the Bible? And then you mentioned something to do with your enemy being a silent one within.
Yes.
Now, if your way of dealing with your enemies is killing them, won't you take your own poison?
I know. I know.
So tactics, what are you going to apply? And then thirdly, you mentioned something to do with, what was that? One, your enemy, the other one was transition, and then the other one was what? You're not taking notes. Hey, I have my notes here. Let me refer to them. That's why you can't trust your head to remember. What am I going to do different? If you've been doing the same thing again and again and again. Wow, let's give another hand clap for that. You reminded me of a time when I was doing my interview and I was facing the MTN CEO in the boardroom meeting, and it was about 72 members in there, and the CEO asked me a question. If you met the CEO, what would you ask him? And I looked at him in the face and I told him, Gonya Ziliach. So that's how casual it was. So sometimes you just have to ask the silliest of questions.
Exactly, yeah.
But we're going to be getting a few questions in case you have some feedback, so prepare yourself. All right? In case you have any feedback, prepare those questions. If you can, just text them on our social media handle. We'll do that. But for now, let's just take a quick break. When we come back, it's still more of Bahati.
Hello, Teddy Mayanja here. I would love to congratulate Hilda Bahati upon this 1 year of her show, the Hilda Bahati Show. It has really done me well. It has really done me good. When it comes to Hilda, she's just a beast in wisdom. The first time I watched her, I burnt my food. You can't imagine. Because of the wisdom, the encouragement I had seen, I had heard. There are some words I don't heard. I didn't know when you stay home, mom, you can push, you can be anything. I thank Hilda, and I encourage young women, ladies, girls, even men. These ladies are based in wisdom. We're having something else here. I encourage all mothers to come. Actually, you have to watch the show because of the show, you don't know what I've become. I've become something else. I feel like I can own a castle. I can be anything. I can be the next president. Thank you, Hilda. Thank you very much. And congrats once again. We love you.
In life, there's a moment, a defining moment, where the echoes of your existence demand attention. It's the moment where the ordinary fades and the extraordinary emerges. It's a time to carve your legacy, embrace your narrative, and shatter the shackles of mediocrity. Welcome to Dominion. This isn't just an event, it's a declaration, an anthem of unyielding growth and relentless pursuit. Are you ready to seize your destiny, to conquer your fears, doubts, and limitations? Are you ready to ascend to the pinnacle of your potential? Join us on Friday, April 5th, 2024 as we ignite the flames of transformation at the Coach Experience. Gather with us at the illustrious Katikati Restaurant main auditorium starting 5 p.m. sharp, and prepare to be electrified by the wisdom of Tim and Bahati Hilda Sabiti. And here's the best part, entrance is not just affordable, it's absolutely free. Don't let hesitation hold you back. This is your moment. This is your time. Step into the arena of possibilities. Step into dominion. Take your place.
We are super excited to be back with the coach experience on the 5th of April. I don't know who is excited. I'm really excited. I've missed you and I would want to see all of us in the same room again.
We used to do it monthly, but this time we decided to do it quarterly.
Yeah.
And what we would want is as many as possible.
Yes.
And remember, it's absolutely free of charge. As in, don't be selfish to come alone. Come with someone. Come with a friend. 10. Come with 20. Come with 100. At Katikati?
Katikati Auditorium. It's going to be at 5 p.m. And for those of you that are coming in a bit early from your workplaces, we have round tables for you so you can learn with the women, with the men. And then after that, we will have a panel of the men.
Now, on the panel of the men, I'm having Pastor Selina Kagwa is been on the road as a leadership trainer. You know, he does quite well with leadership, most especially marriages and blah blah blah. He does so well. So I'll be on the panel with him, and we'll be discussing leading and managing in as far as a family is concerned.
Wow, that's been
so
amazing.
What is the role of a woman? What is the role of a man in a home, in building that ecosystem that thrives?
We have Pastor Rod Cyrus as
yes,
well.
will be there.
It's going to be an amazing moment talking about dominating your year 2024, dominating your industry, dominating your work, and dominating your life. I believe we've been given the mandate and the authority to do so, and we should not lag behind. We should actually take the reins and dominate over our lives.
So it's the coach experience themed dominion.
Yes.
Happening on the 5th of April.
Yes.
Exactly 5 p.m. at Katikati, absolutely free. Make it a point that you come. I know that you will be blessed.
Welcome to Bahati, talking about real issues that are affecting you as an individual. Insights about financial and personal growth, plus better relationships. And now, Bahati.
Thanks, and thank you so much for joining us once again. We're live here at Media Plaza. You're watching Spirit TV, a place for you. Today we have a very special broadcast of Bahati Live. It's celebrating 12 years, 12 months, but that's also prophetic. 12 years we shall celebrate indeed. There's nothing like story in here. Now, we're going to be hearing briefly from your feedback, and so prepare it, write it down, send it. To also give you a chance where you can call in. But for now, there's what we call mentor, and the product of the mentor is what?
Mentee.
And the one who has been mentored becomes?
A mentor.
Not mentors. So we're going to be hearing from Coach Bahati, who is going to be also introducing a very brilliant lady. I've seen her in very profound spaces. She's a team build instructor. I didn't know about her that. She's so good with relationships. She's good with the singles. She's been coaching one of our very own here, Ben Baguma. I think he's preparing him. So she'll tell us that. Coach Molly, you're most welcome. And now let's transition to Coach Bahati and Coach Molly.
Thank you. Thank you. When you talk about the people that are being coached, I really want to see the progress, because I am interested and I am invested in knowing the progress of the coachee or the mentee, not the mentors. But it's really, really awesome to have Coach Molly. I call her Coach Molly, and she's an amazing lady. And from day before we even met, I think physically, was just on phone and on Zoom and on all those things. I picked.
I'm so grateful to God. Thank you so much. So my name's Nalunga Molly Boanga. I'm a mother of 2 and married to a man. Yes. It's very important. Yes, I am an emotional healing coach. So that was birthed because of her. For a long time, I knew I am a speaker. I love talking. I loved pouring my life into people, like speak to people, give them hope, because I'm a product of mentorship. That is me. I feel like it has been many angelic hands. Actually, I call them angelic hands. Like, I feel like there are many hands that have touched me, like sometimes in Uganda I send kana kambata. Like onakuzako noli nakuzako. That has been me. So on the journey of evolving, I met her. And yes, I knew I wanted to talk, speak hope, give, but there was something that was lacking inside of me, and she has talked about preparation. Really, honestly, I knew I'm supposed to talk, but when you're not yet prepared, one of the people I follow, he has a book called Crushing, that is TDJX. Crushing. I felt like I needed to be crushed. I went through things that crushed me, like you go through pain, but when you don't know how to use that pain. So I usually tell people, now we've started healing, I usually tell people, never waste your pain. Never waste your pain. How do you go through a breakup, a divorce, you go through like grief, like me who lost my dad at a tender age, and all that pain is put to waste? Nah. That pain, I have to use it for something better. So that's what I needed to do with my life. I felt like I'd gone through so many pains, betrayals, different abuses of life, but I didn't know how to use that pain. I needed someone to guide me. I needed someone to hold my hand, to show me that yes, there is that pain, because some of us have gone through pain.
They've beat in the pieces.
Exactly.
Wow.
But we are stuck. Even now, we have so many people who are stuck into that breakup, and some of you have made a covenant with your pain. I'll never get married again. I'll never relate again. I'll never do this and again. And meanwhile, all those people who have hurt you, they are enjoying their business as usual. They are continuing with their life. They are getting married. They are giving birth. They are opening up companies and
Life
deals.
is happening.
Life is happening. And for you, you are here making a covenant every day. I'll never relate again. Me, I didn't want that. I was like, how can I use this pain for the better, but above all for the glory of God? And behold, I met her. I met her. And like she said, I joined the Accelerated Mentorship Academy. And there is something that I believe in, the power of words. I believe words have a lot of power. And the Bible says it. Life and death are on the power of your tongue. Yes. Like, just take an example. Someone just calls you a simple word. Like, I used to think hopeless is such a very abusive word, not until I grew up and I realized actually it's not that insulting, you know? Yeah. So they call you hopeless, and some of you, your whole day is gone. But just one word. In the morning, someone said you are hopeless. You can no longer work, you no longer function. Oh, I'm hopeless. Then actually you confirm, you even sleep, really you are hopeless. The power of words. So when I joined the Accelerated Mentorship Academy, and of course for those of you who haven't yet joined, please, I'm a product of that. So I started watching the videos online, and oh Jesus, you watch one video and you feel like, this is what exactly, I think those are the words that come from my mouth, seasoned words. And I think for me, those are the words I needed at that point of time. I knew that Molly is supposed to be a change maker, but I needed words. Like I usually tell her, you jump-started me. You know, a car is jump-started. That's what I need, to hold your hand and start challenging you. So for me, that's what I needed. And on this journey of growth, she talks about, you know, preparation. And I think there is a quote I usually use even in healing and growth, that we don't grow in isolation. Most of us feel that we know what to do. Indeed, you know. But you can't grow in isolation. That's why some of you have grown, but there is no more. You hit the ceiling. Actually, I encourage everyday HRs that even as you an HR, you reach at a point in your workspace and you're able to see. If you don't have an eye to see that, on what to say it in the ceiling, people are going to be giving you just what they are bare minimum. But when you are able to position someone in the right space based on the growth they are taking, then you benefit from them. And so for me, that's what I needed from you. Being jump started, getting the right content, but also above all, someone to believe in you. Coach Bahati can believe in you, and you feel like you have even wings to fly. And we in a good way. Like I remember, I think this week with Lavender, like nomchala kukiririza mnouliranga omeze ebiwawatiro. But that calls for action. And so for me, ever since that journey, I became so serious with my life. I became so serious with my life. I became fearless. Most of you have noticed that. I became fearless. For a long time, I used to fear to show up, like on video. I used to complain. I have this Android. The quality is not good. But when I was jump started, my dear, I was like, you will listen to the content. Whether it's not yet clear, wait for the iPhones, they will come. But as for now, watch me with this Android. And people started following me. And that's how people started branding me. Because yes, I came up as an emotional healing coach. But I was like, yeah, that is who I am. I didn't know that people would pick up on that. Of late, my name is disappearing. If not, it has disappeared. It's hard for me to appear somewhere and people call me Molly. Coach w'omutima, healing coach. Omutima gwange guteredde kati k'otuuse. Why? I put in the work. And that's what Coach Bahati does. She encourages you to put in the work. Most of you want to be different, but you're not willing to pay the sacrifice. Now, there is no growth without sacrifice. You will have to sacrifice. I've had to sacrifice a lot. There are moments I've told her, I even told Coach Lavender, there are classes, the online classes on Tuesday, I've had to lead, but on the road.
Yeah, you've done that so many times.
I've packed, like she calls me and she tells me you're going to lead this class. And I wouldn't tell her that I'm not home. Because I'm like, I want her to be at peace wherever she is. She has trusted me to mentor these people. I'll not tell her that actually I'm not yet home. I drive, 8 reach knocks, I just park. I say I am going to drive. Anywhere 8 knocks, boom, I'll just put in double indicator, something is happening. And I just stop and I start taking on the class. It's done at 9. I continue my way home. That is a sacrifice. You put in for things to happen in your life. You want to see a change, you're going to pay the sacrifice. Coach Bahati is not the one who watches those videos for us. You are supposed to watch them. I watched those videos from 1 up to the last one. I had to time myself and I'm like, I needed to. Because that's what I needed. Faith comes by hearing. So you want to believe in yourself, but what are you hearing? What are you listening to? So for me, that has been my journey, and today I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful that
I've seen you on platforms in places.
I'm amazed.
And I'm like, wow, this kind of positioning.
They call me for speaking engagements, and at first I'm like, are they calling my neighbor or me? And some of them, they will even tell you, way back I used to fear to talk about money. And I told God, teach me how to talk about money. Because I'm like, this is a ministry, someone is calling you, I'm suicidal. Or even parents have called me in the healing. Like, I want you to come and counsel my child. She has already did this on herself. She's dying. I'm kind of, how do I start with money? Someone is dying and then you start with money. Is that even realistic? But then God turned me on a board. I'm going to speak for free of charge, but it's raining on me. I'm like, I just have to be there. Now that's all the preparation. You will have to endure all that. Why? Because you are practicing. You're going to go in there, it rains on you, reach there, dry yourself, speak like they have paid. Transform lives. And the moment people see that in you, the authenticity. I think one of the best feedback I love about most of the engagements I've been a part of is people will tell you, before even talking about the topic, they'll be like, the passion. When you're talking about healing, the passion, you know, and people will pay for passion. People pay for passion, not actually your books. Because you could be having the book, some of you already have masters, but you can't defend your masters. You were not passionate about that masters when you were when you're studying it. I am on my masters right now, on a passion. I took my time, and like you said, preparing. But I was on God's neck. One of my friends recently, I was praying. I want to go back for a master's. God, now.
A demand.
And you know,
you actually put your standard up.
Exactly. But when I was putting the standard, I wasn't sure of what I wanted. Back then, I was like, maybe a master's in this, maybe a master's in this. And I think God was there looking at me like, you're not yet ready. You don't know exactly what you want.
God's timing.
Yes, it wasn't his timing. And even me, I wasn't yet ready. Most of you have done masters. People have like 2 masters, 3 masters.
And they have nothing to show for it.
Nothing to show. Not until when they get their awakening, like in this accelerated mentorship program. You come and you are challenged and you are rebuked in love and you're like, now all the 3 masters for what? It is okay, don't cry. You come and join. That 1 master will change your life. I tell people I started living, I think 3 years ago when I joined the Mentorship Academy. I was living and I'm in my early 30s. I was living. But real living started when I found my true purpose in life. And that is healing. Seeing people bounce back from pain. I don't want to see anyone crippled. I don't want to see anyone losing focus. Because when we're in pain, we lose focus.
Yes.
Some of you have lost your identity because of the pain you went through. That breakup, that divorce, today you feel like you don't have an identity. You felt like your identity was because of that man. And so now he's gone, you feel like you don't have an identity. You are shattered. And that's what pain is telling you. But I'm here to remind you that no matter the pains you've gone through in life, you can reclaim your identity. We reclaim. I had to reclaim who, like myself, I was like, what did I lose? And as
I want it back.
And as I finished, that's something I want to leave with people. What did you lose as a result of the pains you went through in your life? Think about it. What did you lose? Some of you lost confidence. Some of you lost esteem. Some of you lost a sense of focus in life. Some of you lost purpose because of the pain you went through. I don't know which pain, but just start thinking about it now. And if you want to reclaim it, these are the spaces to be a part of. You join a woman like her, called by God, and then they will start awakening that. They'll start reminding you that, Molly, I know you've gone through this pain in life, but see the woman who you are. This is what the Bible talks about you. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. You are chosen, for I chose you. You didn't choose me. And you're like, so why did I give this guy even a chance to think like he's the Alpha and the Omega? Some of you had made your men like that, the Alpha and the Omega of your life. Not until a breakup happened and you're like, hey, God have been reminded you are the Alpha and the Omega. So thank you so much for mentoring me. Thank you so much for giving me a life. This is life now to me. And I can do anything, wake up at any point. Some of you have called me like 3 a.m. I am dying, and I'm like, you're not going to die. And I'm like, I'm here. You're not dying. That's what passion will do. That's what purpose will do to you. And so join us. Join the Accelerated Mentorship Academy. Join the coach experience. 5th April. 5th April at Kat Auditorium. Those are the spaces that are changing some of us. Let's dominate. But you can't dominate if you are not healed.
Exactly.
Thank you so much for listening.
Wow. You want to hear more of that? Please come to Katikati on the 5th. I know that God has prepared an army of people that can bless our lives. And thank you so much, Coach Mole. You're such a blessing. You're such a healing. Even when you just hear her voice and you hear healing coming. You a round of applause for her. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Wow, beautiful and beautiful. Well said. Thank you so much, Coach Jolie. Joining her, she'll make you Molly. But you're just a Jolie. I was looking for a rhyming word. Join Molly to become Jolie. Emotional coach. As she talks about pain, I know some of you are nursing your pains. Yes. You are nursing pains. We can laugh about it, but it's happening. Please, you need such people in your life. Now, like I promised, I'll be reading some of your feedback. Some of them are questions that I directly need some help. This one, of course, we shall just keep the names out for your confession. What? That what? Yesterday. Someone says, hello Bahati, good morning, thank you so much for the program. My question today is, I am struggling with fear within me. Like I fear almost everything in life. I'm always stuck in people's opinions all the time, and I'm so much in fear to let go of the things that drag me behind. I even fear to look for a job, yet I need the money. Like I even fear speaking to my own family. How do I step out of fear and start living free from fear and do the needful, because I'm really tired? Thank you so much. That was a question, and I think she'll respond that a little bit later. But for now, let me just get some of your feedback right here. Interesting. I'll read the names just so that we may give some credit. This is coming in from Maria Gift. Maria, thank you so much for joining us. She says, good morning. Happy anniversary for your service. She says, I've been watching your program on Spirit TV, but I have loved every word that has come out of your mouth. With heart set. And says, you have been a true blessing, and I pray you continue throughout the following year of service. I wish you the best as you continue to minister to us throughout the various series. Thank you so much, Maria Gift. This is coming in from Natasha Lees. Temukyalina manya ga kika abaana ba social media. And he says, I have loved this show so much. It has really impacted my life. Thanks for creating chance to share with us. Be blessed. I'll make sure not to miss always. And we are counting on you for the next coming experience. It's going to be at Katikati. For now, let's take a breather. When we come back, it will be another testimony. And this one you're going to want to hear, because it's just like Coach Molly. This is another version of what Coach Bahati has impacted out there. Mentor, mentee, and mentors.
Welcome to Bahati, talking about real issues that are affecting you as an individual. Insights about financial and personal growth, plus better relationships. And now, Bahati.
We are super excited to be back with the Coach Experience on the 5th of April. I don't know who is excited. I'm really excited. I've missed you, and I would want to see all of us in the same room again.
We used to do it monthly, but this time we decided to do it quarterly. And what we would want is as many as possible.
Yes.
And remember, it's absolutely free of charge. As in, don't be selfish to come alone. Come with someone. Come with a friend. 10. Come with 20. Come with 100. At Katikati?
Katikati Auditorium. It's going to be at 5 p.m. And for those of you that are coming in a bit early from your workplaces, we have round tables for you, so you can learn with the women, with the men. And then after that, we will have a panel of the men. I'm looking forward.
Now, on the panel of the men, I'm having Pastor Serena Kagwa is been on the road as a leadership trainer. You know, he does quite well with leadership, most especially marriages and blah blah blah. He does so well. So I'll be on the panel with him, and we'll be discussing leading and managing in as far as a family is concerned.
Wow, that's been
so amazing. What is the role of a woman? What is the role of a man in a home, in building that ecosystem that thrives?
We have Pastor Rod Cyrus.
Yes, he will be there.
It's going to be an amazing moment, talking about dominating your year 2024, dominating your industry, dominating your work, and dominating your life. I believe we've been given the mandate and the authority to do so, and we should not lag behind. We should actually take the reins and dominate over our lives.
So it's the Coach Experience themed Dominion.
Yes.
Happening on the 5th of April.
Yes.
Exactly 5 p.m. at Katikati, absolutely free. Make it a point that you come. I know that you will be blessed.
Welcome to Bahati, talking about real issues that are affecting you as an individual. Insights about financial and personal growth, plus better relationships. And now, Bahati.
And beautiful. Thank you so much. We're still live here at Media Plaza, Level 3, where Spirit FM and Spirit TV is. My name is Ojangol. In case you're just joining us, we have Bahati live today, and we're celebrating one solid year, 1 year of transformation, 1 year of impact, and many things that have happened. So far, we've had so many stories. Like I promised, I'll be reading some of your feedback, but real quick before we go for the next testimony of a live person who has been transformed, Coach Fiona, aka Fifi. Here's a quick one. I think, Doctor, I don't know if you are aware someone calls you Mama, but we thank God for that. This is coming in from Timo, the dance apostle. He says, praise the Lord, Mama Bahati. Mama is for title. And he says, my life has changed, my life has been transformed, and I have been blessed by your show. So much, as in plus, like malaria plus. And he says, I have even realized my passion of public speaking, and I thank God for that. It's a blessing having you, Mom. Wow. This is for my son. But for now, let's go back to Coach Bahati, and she introduces one of her how do I call it, disciples. She'll tell us more. Coach Fiona, you're most welcome. Over to you, Coach Bahati.
Wow, thank you. OJ just has a way of pulling us into his jolly mood, but it's amazing, and it's amazing the feedback that is coming in. Please keep it coming. Let's keep growing together, and it's such an honor to have you here.
What a blessing.
I know it's been quite years of growth. watching you, witnessing what God is doing in your life. It's nothing short of incredible and amazing just to witness and watch and be part of the story. So I just want to ask to take us away. Tell us who you are, what you do, your growth journey, because what we want is to stimulate the growth journey in people's lives. The ones that are being held by fear, the ones that don't know what to do, the ones that don't know their passions, the ones that are just in a place of confusion right now, just to know that, by the way, there are people that have taken on that journey and it has been incredible, and God has been with them every part of the way.
Amazing. What a blessing. Like I love to say, thank you so much for thinking about me and having me on the set as we celebrate 1 year of Bahati. I'm privileged to be one of the people you hosted as the show was starting, to share my story. That is another blessing. And it's a blessing that I'm here again. It's beautiful to look at people you know in the room. Oh yes, it's so beautiful. It's so warm. I feel like, yeah, I'm known, fully known. And you guys have seen me growing. You have seen everything I'm going to talk about. So it's just connecting one more time. You know, you've taught me that very many people communicate, but very few people connect.
Yep.
Oh yes. So one of the things that I can tell you is I'm Nalwaga Fiona Wilfrid Kwagala, but you guys call me 50 pounds. I love that most. I am a wife to the most handsome, most honorable, most supportive husband, Mr. Eric Kwagala, and I am a mother of 2, Kairos and Karis, and I've been with Coach Bahati for the last 10 plus years. I started, oh yes, someone is like, what? I'm like, yeah. I started following her as a very tiny, small young girl. And for me, it wasn't work. It wasn't, I couldn't describe what exactly I was after. But one thing I can say is, in my heart, the thing that I connect with most is my heart. I listen to my heart so much, and it has directed me to so many good things. So when I met her, I didn't meet her. I listened to her on a program that was on Spirit FM, and that was Life Fix. So I am a ardent listener of Spirit FM. Yes, so, and I lost her when she turned to Bob FM, because I listen to only Spirit. Like, I don't go around. And then another friend connected me back to her when she got to Bob FM, and I got to connect with her again on Bob. But one thing I remember is that I used to listen to her, write down what she is saying, and as a young girl, senior 6 vacist, go to the local station and say what she's saying. Chizindalo, you guys, the local Chizindalo. Those videos are there on my Facebook. When I say them, some people are like, Neo Sudia. No, please. They are there on my Facebook. Just go say what I had her say, because if it is really making meaning for me, it has to make meaning for someone else out there. And that is where I got my very first opportunity to go on radio. One of the radio owners, that was Bishop Elijah Sewuchi of Success FM, was staying in our vicinity. He used to hear someone who is always speaking inspiration. I went and paid for that local Chizindalo for 3 programs. I'm so passionate about the gospel, Amaulida Malunji, and so passionate about parenting children. And then the other, which is Enkula Akulana, that's where her portion would feature. So I would pay 60,000 monthly. Imagine a senior 6 vacist having 30 minutes on a station every other day. You're paying. Now 60,000 sounds like that, but to a vacist it was real thing. So I would share. And when Bishop Elijah said you could come and just feature on my radio, I was there for 3 months, but let me tell you, I never went back. Up to now, I'm still in her program, The Coach Live, every Tuesday, 7 to 8 p.m. And that is free airtime. I wouldn't say free, she pays for the airtime. But it started from way back, where I had an intention in my heart and I let it live. So like we say that so many of us have the good intentions. We have the intentions to do something, but what have you done tangibly? Because people who want to hold your hand are out there. Actually, opportunities are roaming, but you have not set yourself in a place where you are visible. Someone can pick you up and be like, okay, this is easy to work with. So that is what I was with her. You've seen me at the coach experience, running around with chairs, running around with this. It's not my work. I'm not on salary with Bahati. No, please. I've just chosen to submit to her. One of the principles, again, that I understood about life is honor. I chose to honor her. I'm not in a space and I leave before she does. I'll make sure I'll be the last one. And Ben will tell you at some point we would get home at 1 a.m. I just chose to submit and honor her because I realized she has a connection to my path. Maybe the part you would connect with in me is I was studying accounting by the time I got to connect with her. SCCA, and it's a celebrated, I know some of you are doing it, it's a celebrated course, it's a professional course, but for me it wasn't my heart. I did the course because someone who was paying for me, that's my big brother, I talk about it so he won't be offended, he was willing to pay for that. I went and did it, but I realized, no, this isn't. And I got a person, Mrs. Jim Semafamu, who came and said, every time I'm bypassing your shop, you're either reading your Bible, singing worship. What exactly do you want to do? And I shared. I told her, I feel like I want to heal people. I want to talk to people. I feel like my heart is about helping people. Yeah. And she's like, go to KEST. Do a course called Christian Counseling, it will help you. So I went and did Christian Counseling at Capella Evangelical School of Theology. Now this was supporting my love for God and then even the passion for helping people. And that was a starter. And with her, I've been able to write the My Priorities Journal. Yes, I launched my Priorities Journal because I love plan. And some people call me Coach Plan. Planning. You've not seen me here because I've been behind the stage working on other things. Where is the welfare of the people? What I just love and do it effortlessly. So she showed me that actually my passion can become a paycheck. I love to do it and it can pay me. Again, I love children so much, but right now I'm running a teens public speaking program, teaching children how they could actually articulate who they are, how they can communicate, to connect. What this skill that everybody needs. A doctor needs it, a teacher needs it, a business person needs communication. And parents that have brought their children through the Teens Public Speaking program will tell you they have become leaders, they are different, they stand out, they're doing way better. But she told me that it's not enough for you to just love children. You could actually monetize this. And with her again, I'm now the national coordinator for Equip. I still remember when she introduced Equip in Uganda, I was the very first person with my pregnancy to host the tables in my house. I called friends, served juice, cooked food. I love to host people. Cooked food, they sat around the table, we did this. I took the photos and everyone was like, wow, this thing is now launched in Uganda.
And you were nearly due.
And I was nearly due. So when I look at those photos, I'm like, how did I even launch these photos? I wouldn't have posted them. But anyway, I started that thing. And I never stopped. Other people know me for the Focus Tribe. I was so focused on it. We went out to the church somewhere we went to schools. We pushed for this 3 years ago. I did not think that at one time I can become the coordinator. I wasn't running after her. I didn't do this that if you're going. Okay, I sometimes say it. I'm like, Bahati, when you're leaving your mantle, I'm receiving a double portion. So I want to be where you are. When you're dropping it, I should receive a double. But you know, when you say something, when you don't even know what you are saying, like you say it, but you don't know what it means. That is how I was for Equip. And so here comes the time and she has to go to the next level. And who is the person she's recommending? I'm here. And she did not tell me that she recommended me. She asked me, where is your CV and all that. She didn't tell me nothing. So everything catches me by surprise. You see, when you do not care who gets the credit, this has been me. I've been doing good, not caring who gets the credit. I love to organize the chairs. You guys just come in and sit. I love to be backstage doing things and just making sure everyone is comfortable. But then God has just shown himself through that. And what I can understand through this all, Coach Bahati, is that no one is going to self-promote and make it in life.
Exactly.
We all need a person to hold our hand.
The sponsor,
and it is unfortunate that you may not be the person to choose who that person is going to be. God leads a person your way. And if you miss it, maybe it will come back. I don't know when, or it will not. So you have to be really discerning to know who is the person God has sent my way. Chances are high they're not desirable like you would think. Maybe they're not looking, not in the package of what you think, but God will use the person because he has already equipped them with all the recipe, all the ingredients that you need to become the person you're supposed to become.
Wow.
I see how you have left me to lead Equip. It looks like I've been doing this for the last how many years?
It's simple, because you've been doing it in the background.
You know, right? I just come and tell her, now I'm doing this, and she's like, okay, that's, yeah.
Even the mentoring of others.
And even raising others. Yeah. There is a seamlessness of how this thing has come on, and it's because she's sure she gave me her best when I was available, when I was there. The question is, are you available? Are you available? Because I've tried to be in her spaces. I tell you sometimes, I've told you this at the coach experience, sometimes when I don't have transport, and I never tell her that I don't have transport, I figure it out later. But I just make sure I'm in the right place at the right time with the right person. So for me, my journey of growth to you shows me that our acceleration is not magic.
Yeah. It's intentional.
It's intentional.
For it.
And many of us have the intentions that we are actually not intentional.
Wow.
So that's my journey with you. I've seen your intentionality. Recently, I've been telling her I have bought a makeup kit. Don't be surprised when you see me looking good. I told her that if I fail to look good, it's either I don't learn or she's selfish. But it is impossible that she's selfish, yet she has led me this far, these 10 years. So I don't learn. So when you see me wearing makeup and making my hair and looking so dope these days, just so you know I have a mentor and she has done this.
Wow, a round of applause. Wow, it's amazing, quite amazing.
Beautiful, beautiful. I think my mic needs to be put on again. Thank you so much. Let's appreciate Coach Fiona Pounds. I'm sure the pounds symbolizes the actual money. She's a woman of money. But when you see her walking, she's not taking a prayer walk. Sometimes she also doesn't have transport. But for the right cause, walk, put in effort. Now we talked about upgrading. The Bahati Show is also upgrading. We are unveiling something new as we take 1 year to celebrate, want to accelerate to another year or next 3, 4, 5. Like I mentioned, 12 years we'll be back and also celebrate. But for now, prepare for the upgrade. Oh, yeah.
Bahati at 1. This is our previous show image. And now, this year's new show image.
me tell you, players will have hope even in the last. You can never grow in purpose for as long as you're getting relationships wrong. A good man is one that has something to live for the next generation. If you have little faith, you better get married to one who has bigger faith. Plans that God has for us are to give us unexpected end.
Bahati.
Beautiful and beautiful. That's how the new look of Bahati is going to be. Let's give it up for Rich. That's the new look. If the previous one was Bahati 0.1, I think this is Bahati Pro Max. Don't you like it? So we are ready for the next level. Now we're going to be taking on some questions. It's going to be an interactive space, so feel free to call in, send in your SMS, send on our social media handles as well, and I will have the coach respond to your questions. In case she didn't, because of time, we have another live edition coming on the 5th. That's going to be at Katikati. But I think we'll start with this one. Let me just re-echo it for someone who's just joining in. Someone says, hello Bahati. Good morning and thank you so much for the program. My question today is, I'm struggling with fear within me. Like, I fear almost everything in life. I'm always stuck in people's opinions all the time, and I'm so much in fear to let go of the things that drag me behind. I even fear to look for a job, yet I need the money. Like, I even fear speaking to my own family. How do I step out of fear and start living free from the fear and do the needful, because I'm really tired? Thank you so much. If you could respond to that. And in case you have any question, we'll take our questions from that spot. Feel free to go and take that seat in case you have any questions. I'm talking to our live audience here at Media Plaza. Over to you, Coach.
All right. Now, when it comes to fear, I think we need to be able to understand the symptoms of fear. Because sometimes we talk about fear as a generic thing, that, oh, I am fearful. But how does it manifest? It manifests in confusion, in stagnation. It manifests in anxiety and panic attacks. And then you think and overthinking. You're thinking about the same thing again and again, but you're not breaking even, or you're not breaking the cycle to actually do anything. And when I say that our greatest enemy is the inner us, not the enemy, but the inner us. Now, the moment you evaluate and say, okay, now these are the manifestations of fear, and what is it keeping me from? Because then it's keeping you from another job, it's keeping you from a promotion, it's keeping you from approaching a certain girl, or getting a job, or getting into marriage. Like, it's keeping you from the things that you want. That means you're on a wrong path, staggering with fear. That means you must be able to change your path and say, you know what, I must take the first step, because no one is going to take the first step. So fear, the only thing you can actually do to overcome fear is acting. Do something. Do something other than what the fear is telling you to do. Do the opposite. Because if the fear is telling you, keep to yourself, don't say anything, you're going to be ashamed. Don't start that business, it's going to fail. Don't get into that marriage, all marriages are failing. What you do is, you have to have the stubborn element, to be stubborn, and say, you know what, amen. If I really want to achieve the things that I want to achieve, I'm not going to talk about fear for the rest of my life. Get tired and angry and say, you know what, I'm going to do something different. I'm going to wake up in the morning, go look for that job. I am actually going to go and face my human resource, whether I speak gibberish, whether I speak Chinese, whether I shudder, whether I urinate in my pants. I am going to go there and I'm going to tell her, this is what I want to tell her. Because the people that you want to talk to are humans. And chances are they are also fearful of something. Even the greatest of the people in the world, they are fearful of certain things, because there is always a next level and a next level. So we are always fearful about taking the next level. But the next level is when you show up, no teka yokugunogamba, I have arrived. Whether prepared or unprepared, whether quaking, whether the legs are shivering, I have arrived and I am not going back. You just decide and be stubborn in your mind. And let me tell you, the moment you are stubborn, the doors are going to be opened. Have you ever seen a child who knocks the door and then you don't open and they sit at the door? And they're like, you will open whether you want it or not. They either throw a tantrum, sometimes they will not even throw a tantrum, but they will sit there. As in, they are so fearless. They're like, I don't mind what you think. Me, I want to enter that door. So if I want to enter that door, I'm going to sit here on this door. And when it eventually opens, and this is what they do, when the door opens, wateka ya kagalo. ogenda kugalawo olugi. You've not dealt with kids before. Are you going to lock that door? You're not going to lock that door. Before you know it, atadde akakokola. Before you know it, omutwe guyingidde. Before you know it, the whole body. That is what my children do for me. But that is a fearless that say, I'm confident, I want to enter this room. But I want to enter that room. So can we get that confidence, okay? That confidence to take a step, even when we are still. Do it afraid. Feel the fear, but do it anyway.
Yes, let's appreciate that. Let fear fear you. If I had stayed if I had stayed fearful, probably I would be single up to now. Anyhow, in case you want to call, our studio lines are open. The number is 0770 915 975. The number is 0770 915 975. Airtel is 759 100 008. Airtel is 759 100 008. Earlier on we had someone calling, but we had to respond to this particular question. Do we have any questions in the audience so far, as we take on these ones as well? Here's a quick one as well. I hope I can read it faster. Yeah, but let's just give chance to our live audience here. Do you have any questions? Sochibuza mu Luganda tetucha. Oh, you're fearing as well. Please, ma'am, if you could just come over here and then you'll ask your question so that we can capture you well. I think you'll say your name and you'll go straight to your question. Let's keep them short so that we can have as many as we can. So please go ahead, tell us your name and then straight to your question.
For clarity, am I supposed to sit
no, you can just stand. Yeah, just lean a little bit, not to fall, okay?
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you so much for this opportunity. And as you know, Ramadan, we are running up and down. So I like the unlocking of my next level with clarity. But you keep saying that we need to honor clarity, content, and being consistent. I think for me, as Dr. Hanifa Sengendo, my purpose is unlocking parents and empowering and inspiring teenagers. As I do this work, I think I have clarity and consistency. But I'm trying to say, how do I enter into having content? I mean, I have the content in my head, and I know in one of your videos you are talking about content, but how do I be very, very systematic?
Okay.
And lastly, how do I measure meaningful impact? I mean, I go there, I speak, then I come, then they call me, I speak. But how do I really know, as a coach, that I'm actually having meaningful, you get what I mean?
Yes.
Meaningful impact.
Wow.
Thank you very much for this opportunity for me to actually ask my question. Thank you so much.
Wow. All right, so you heard it from her when she says about content, the clarity she has, what she really wants to do. And then on the other side, the consistency is something that she believes she can do. That means if the content is actually there. But you realize that with the content, there is something that I usually refer to as content pillars. Okay, now we must have content pillars. When you know your content pillars, you categorize your content and know that, for example, they're not going to know you for one thing. They're not going to know you for just impacting children and impacting the mothers, okay? But they also want to know a bit of your life. So now you can have content pillars or buckets that you say, now this is about my personal life, the things that I have learned. In the mentorship, I usually talk about we are different forms of mentors. Some of us are experts. We share what we know. You know, we are experts, with our gurus. And then there are those that are just sharing their learnings along the journey, okay? And then and those more like what would I call them? Some of you are here have gone through that class, but you're like a traveler. You're telling us what you have discovered. And then there are those that are just hosting people to come and share their knowledge, okay? Now, if you're the kind that is giving content, that means that you can fall under those things. You can either be the one that is hosting. You host someone that has knowledge in that particular thing and say, you know what, I will be hosting people that our parents that have had a gruesome way of bringing their children, and then I can be able to be their point of contact and educate from that point. Because sometimes to just come up and start a video, you will feel like, it's not landing. But when you go to a parent and say, what's your basic problem in taking care of your teenagers? And then they will say, Teba Wulida, and then you will now address Teba Wulida. Do you see how it's easy to address Teba Wulida? Why? Because someone has actually given it to you. And then there are things that you are an expert in. Now, your life, your personal life, you cannot keep it out in the content budget, in the content. Now you can say, this is for parents. What do I need for parents? I can write all the problems that they are facing as parents. And then the parents, now I'm giving you a particular one. For the parents, there are two ends. There are problems that they're facing with their children, but also their parents, the problems they're facing as parents. So now you see, now you have two sides that you can have 10 problems in each of the side. And then you have problems that the teenagers are facing. You have all those. Now it's you to say, you know what, on Mondays I'm going to be talking to the teenagers, and it should be parents versus children or the teenagers. It's 80 versus 20, because the teenagers are not the ones that are listening to you. Yeah, so you make sure that you balance it. Do we want to pick a caller and then we can get back to
they've been calling, and I just felt very bad that we have to cut you short and then receive a call, and then when you're about to receive the call and then they are off, so I'm like, okay, which one should come first?
Okay,
but for now, I think what we can do is that you can carry on. As soon as we get a caller, we'll just put a pen on it and then cycle back. So carry on, please.
So you realize that the content, and that this content has to be very clear. You have the content about parents, it's also classified. And then you have content about children, it's also classified. And even in children, you have those that are mass market and those that are high end, because they reason and show up differently in life. So that means you must take care of them, so that the high-end parents don't feel like, she's only talking to the mass to the mass market, and then the mass market parents don't feel like she's only talking to the high-end. Okay, so that means you have categorized. Now you can say, on Mondays ngenda kusabula bazadde, and then on Tuesday I'm going to come in and do something about the children themselves, because they're those that have phones. And then I'm going to be able to talk about the general surrounding, because now that is also a content. There are issues that are being singled out in our country as relating to children. Can you have a current affair bucket about your niche and say, this is current affairs? Nachije ku mama tendo, nachije ku mukutu guno, can I be able to address it? Sometimes you can even use a guli de debata deco, the newspaper. Sometimes you can use the video. Until there is a teenager who beat the grandmother and died. And then you're able to play it in the background, and then you come as an expert. Can we dissect this issue? So you realize that there is content all around us, all around us. So now if you're able to dissect current affair issues, if you're able to dissect issues of the parents, dissect issues with house helps and the children, and what's happening in that surrounding. Dissect spirituality and the teenagers, what is happening in that circle. So
Coach Bahati, let's take this caller. Yes, hello. If you could tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Andrew.
Yes, Andrew.
I'm calling from Kampala.
Please talk to...
I would like to know how I cannot... whether a girl loves me. I'm in a relationship. Where you call a girl but you cannot call back. Where you call it, you cannot call. Yeah, and she's so separative, like she can't tell me how separate.
Can you help us and walk away from your TV set? We are getting a lot of feedback. If you could walk away from your TV set, that will do us good. We lost him. But from what he has shared, the girl is giving him a cold ear. I don't know where the question is, but as a man, I can relate. How do you accelerate her? How do you accelerate her to call you back? Probably
to not forget, I think we answered this, because again, being that it didn't come fully, I think let's dive into this, then we can go back to the former question. When you say that a girl is not telling you her secrets, What secrets do you want her to tell you? That means there are things she's doing that you actually don't like, or she's hiding a certain part of her life and you want to be able to get into it. And then you are calling her and she's not calling you. That should be indicator that she's not actually interested. And let me tell you, a girl will not tell you, I am not interested. Look at the actions. Do they tally with what she is saying? Because it's possible she will tell you, oh, I love you, but I have seen so many categories of girls where number one category is a girl will tell you, I love you. Why? Because they are getting something from you. But when it comes to meeting her, she's dodging. When it comes to calling, she's not willing to call. Even when you send her money for airtime, she will call other people, but she's not calling you. And then they will actually know that you are the kind that they can take for granted. They will know that like talabuka yebwatyo muntu wange. So they will play around with you for as long as they are still getting, because again, because omwegu yomwagala, when they call you and they have a problem, you're so quick to respond.
Let's take another caller, coach. I hope that lady calls after this. Hello?
Hello.
Yes, hello.
Hello.
Are you back or this is a different caller? Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Bahati.
Come again?
Hey, Bahati,
yes, sir. Katikati. Gentlemen, we are sorry the reception is a bit poor. We've missed his testimony, but I think he's just showing gratitude that ever since he landed on your show, he has not moved. But maybe to echo Katikati, someone is also asking directions for Katikati. Now, you see
I don't
on
know
Ginger
where
Road, but let me first get this caller before I direct the one of Katikati. Yes, gentleman or lady online, hello?
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Your name and where you're calling from. Already it's afternoon, but go ahead straight to your question to Coach.
Yes, this is good afternoon. This is Coach Banis calling in from Entebbe. Hi, Coach Bahati.
Hi.
So nice seeing you. Congratulations. Yes, upon the 1 year of Bahati.
Thank you.
Mine is kind of a testimony. I showed up for World Changers.
Wow.
So in the Mentorship Accelerated Academy. And I was very unfocused, and I was like, I'm showing up for focus. And indeed, as you already say, you can't get in contact with Bahati and you do not change. So we are so grateful for your services, and may God really bless you. My one question, because I'm a relationship coach, so counselor. Like, there is this thing coming up of work relationship. Like, people are saying they're having work wives. Like, I love my wife so much at home, but then I have
my work wife.
A work wife. It's kind of puzzling me, and I'm like, yeah. Yeah. Blessings.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Yeah, that one.
That one.
Home and away.
Here, home and away. But the first one, definitely she does not love you. So figure yourself out. Do not give yourself a headache.
Now, coach, doesn't persistence break resistance?
No. Not in relationships. Okay. Not in relationships, and not in this age and era. By the time you're at a relating age, you should be so clear to know what you want and what you don't want. So if someone is playing hard to get, there is a problem. Someone must know in the 15 minutes of seeing you that is my type. Yeah. And if she says something, I can like him. So the others will, the due diligence and seeking to know this person will take some time, but you know. So do not entertain anyone playing around with your heart. Okay. And then when it comes to the work wives, let me tell you, and it's happening even with work husbands. Yeah, we should be able to balance it. Some women have work husbands, and it starts as it's a slippery ground. It starts as an innocent, naive kind of thing. Someone compliments you, oh, you look so nice, and then the other day, you get caught in a lift somewhere, and someone is jabbering you with their Coca-Cola and just like, today you smell nice. Now remember, some of those things, because maybe you stayed with your spouse for so long, they are not saying those things. Now here you are jittering like a young child, or if you're a woman, and by the if it's a woman complimenting a man, let me tell you, a man will feel like they are macho, they can beat everyone in the world, but their wife is not telling them that. So their wife is telling them pampers, matate wali, tissue tewali, giving them all those, but this one now is saying, no, I'm going out for lunch, what can I bring for you? They even pack for them. You know, even in office, they are going to the boardroom, they lift their computer, they're like, this is, I even prepared where you're going to sit. Things like that. So now this person feels like, I'm a man, you know. But the thing is, that means that there is something. If you're a man, that means you have lost your leadership position, because your place is to lead your woman, and even when she's not doing the right thing, is for you to be able to guide her and bring her into place and say, you know what, let's evaluate our marriage, let's make sure that we are in line. Because let me tell you, there is always a young boy in a man's heart, and there is always a young girl in a, even if you are 60 years old, when someone tells you you're beautiful, you will glow different. When someone tells you you smell nice. So that is something that is happening, but men and women must go back to their
Can we take this call as well? Yes, hello. Can we take this call as well? Yes, hello. If you could step up from your TV, tell us your name and where you're calling from. If you could step up from your TV.
Hello,
good afternoon. Can you go to the next room and talk to us? Yeah, they're off. You know, it's really tempting, when you call in and you hear yourself, but on this side we get the feedback.
Yeah. So
those women
about the women, I need you to be able to feel good in that moment when someone is telling you, let the butterflies cross your stomach, but know that you have an obligation and you have a commitment. So can you bring yourself back to neutral before you go into the extremes? Because it's possible you can go into the extremes, because then these people come with enticing things. They have a plan, and that's the plan of the enemy. The thing that is outside will look more nice. So when you go home, someone is looking at you and you're like, you even start fidgeting with messages, because this person is sending you messages. Now they are putting a trench between you and your spouse, and you're allowing it. Yeah, so make sure that you bring yourself back to neutral and say, this is my commitment, this is my marriage, and I want it to work.
All right, for our live audience, in case you have a question, you'll take that seat over there. They'll hand you the mic. But I think we still have another caller online. Are they still on? Yes, hello?
Yes, hello. This is Mr. Enoch from where you get it, eh?
Yes, Enoch.
I really thank the show. I want to ask a question on this one, man.
Please carry on.
Like if the woman is if she's like going outside on other men, how can we guide like that one?
Let her go.
Bahati namuwasa mchala wange.
The thing is, yes.
Okay, let's respond. You can hang on.
There are things that are forgivable. For example, someone is remorseful, they have come back. That one, you would advise someone that, you know what, listen to her, patch up things, know why she was actually doing it, and do not decide in anger. Take your time, calm down, and look at this. Do you want to build another marriage? Do you want to restart another relationship? Look at your children if you have children. Now, that is a different case. But where if it's a cohabiting or if it's just a relationship, okay, and it's not a marriage, and someone is having, and you know vividly, I don't want to be Ambu, I don't want, I was told, I don't want Simanyi, I am thinking I dreamt and God keeps telling me these things. No, do not plant words in the mouth of God. Make sure that you actually have concrete evidence that this woman is going away, because sometimes some men say this woman is going out with other men because of insecurity, because baline buba ate kyalina ayagala kikugire sagala ogende wano so buli wogenda waliwo yangamba oli amtiptoyinga alabo bana ayogera ne saba Kristo in church boyogera ne saba Kristo yabadde akugamba ki ye lwaki tolekera okugenda ku church eyo bwagenda kumpya ngamugamba sikulango oyogera n'omusumba. Yes, so the thing is, there is you having a problem, and if you have a problem, please dissect, because oyeyaka kugendako nomulala agenda kugendako niwonofuna omulala agenda kugendako, but twawule nti oli muzeegwe waliwo kuba nti omukwatidde enfunda nyingi. They've been doing this, they've been going out with men, you've seen messages, people have come and given you evidence, and you're like, you know what, sometimes instead of me dying in this, I would rather get counseling and be helped how to be able to handle this, whether to exit, whether to stay and fight for this, whether it's really worth it. But ask yourself, why is she doing it? But again, remember, you don't have an answer. You get it. And sometimes there are some men that are not necessarily insecure, but they are too nice. Have you seen those two nice men? So the woman plays around you like anything. She can do anything and she will come back and she will be accepted. So you just decide and put your foot down as a man and say, no more games. I think I really want something that is stable and something that is settled.
Wow. Being overly nice and overly good can also be a problem. I think for men like me, we need to get more help. But in studio, I think let's first get a caller and then we hear from our guest who is live in studio. Yes, caller, talk to us. Hello? Hello?
Hello? Hello?
Yes, good afternoon. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Good afternoon. Eno.
Yes, Eno, can you step away from your TV?
Oh, I hope I'm good.
Okay, carry on.
I'm calling in from
okay.
I want to appreciate the Bachelor of Counseling Guidance. I started following Bahati way back from, and I must say I'm also one of the beneficiaries of Asahel. Now, a quick one. I just wanted to start my mind on monetized relationship to people who are still in a relationship. To what extent, what should be the limit of a so-called divorce investing in a girl? Over these days, so many boys have been overexploited in putting in that money, and in most cases, these relationships don't end up with a girl just a boy, and all of a sudden, a relationship breaks up. The second question is what could be the best way to discover yourself? Because I understand one of the most challenging steps being the first step to take off. How would someone quickly I'm supposed to be. So what would the best way to cover yourself more by strength, over my weakness? Yeah, this is what should be to do that. Otherwise, I'm happy with the program and I can't it's there.
Wow, thank you so much, Enoch. We appreciate. Probably you managed to get that. Our reception wasn't the best. It seems like many people are calling people at home and the network is jammed. But in studio, let's just get one more question. That was our last phone call, and then as a last one here before we transition. Your name and your question.
My name is Diana Muheire, and yes, Diana Muheire.
And it's an honor for me, because I've been a bird, I can use that analogy, that Bahati has picked, you know, maybe when it's beaten by the rain, warmed up and released to fly. So I am a John Maxwell team member, and my purpose really is to help people discover themselves, develop themselves, and live lives of passion and purpose. So as I got into the field, you know, there are very many people, and I love the fact that I am getting to solve these problems on a daily. And as a young coach in the business, what systems do I have to set in place to avoid overwhelm and to serve people efficiently? Thank you so much.
Wow. Okay, so you realize we have one of the question from the previous caller, because I might forget that, so I don't want to forget that. I think it was, how do you discover yourself? I missed the first one. Did you get the first one, OJ? But the second one was, how do you discover yourself? How do you know your strengths and your abilities? And how you know your strength, most of the times we actually cannot do that if we don't get a pen and a paper and take inventory of the things that we have been doing, okay? The moment you said, what have you been doing for the past 20 years of your life? You discover, I did business, and then I did some ministry at church. And you write everything that comes to your mind, because you must be able to read a pattern inside of you. There are things that you tilt to and gravitate to easily, that you really love, okay? And you've been talking to people, and people have been coming to you. So the first test is you knowing. The second test is asking other people. There are the 5 core people in your life. When you ask them, what am I good at? As in, you've seen me for the past 10 years. What do you think are my strengths? These people will actually tell you. They'll be like, when you talk about relationships, for me, I don't even ask from anyone. When it comes to you praying and, you know, loving on me, so someone will give you, and those will help you actually connect the dots and be able to, so that when you connect the dots, and we love so many things. I feel so bad when people discover themselves late, that by the way, you've loved cooking your whole life and you've done nothing about cooking. That you love fashion your whole life and you've done nothing about fashion. That you love accessories, just accessories. Let me tell you, people are making money with just accessories. People are making money with just hair. That you love hair and changing hair and making it look good, and you've done nothing about it. And let me tell you, you can hold all the PhDs, but for as long as you've not discovered who you are actually aiming in the air, and you're aiming in the dark, and nothing is going to stick. So I need you to be able to take inventory of your life, ask other people, and then when you find a chance to join a mentorship, you need to be able to work in close proximity with someone that will be able to actually point at what you have to be able to do. And then Coach Diana, it's such an honor to have worked with you for quite a long time and moved this journey. But when you say what do I do to avoid overwhelm? So you realize overwhelm comes from, number one, doing the wrong things. Doing the wrong things, but putting too much energy into them, okay? And then it also comes from doing too many things at the same time, even when they are the right things, but you're doing too many things at the same time. So that means, and then overwhelm also comes from under-delivery. Yeah. The moment you start under-delivering, you're not doing what you're meant to do. You realize your mind always is thinking, we should be doing something, but you're not doing it. So your mind gets overwhelmed by just thinking about what you are supposed to do. You get into a stressed mode. So that means you should be able to get to a place where you find clarity. For example, this year, I shut down everything else that I was doing, and my leading was to concentrate on mentorship and how to help people discover who they are. But I had so many other things and courses that were running. Now those are not promoted. Mentorship is the only thing. And I was like, you know what? I want to work in sanity. So now I am cutting off so many things to be able to put all my energy in one thing, so that I can create the frameworks, so that I can create, so that I know how does someone come in and how do they go out, so that I have a clear picture of the measurable results that I actually give, instead of doing too much and I am not measuring the results and what's actually coming the other side. And then support system is so crucial. When you have support system where you can offload, Yes, you will have so many things to do. A season will come and you will have somewhere to speak. In a day, I will have a place to speak, like 4 speaking engagements or 3 speaking engagements. But I will have someone drive me to those venues. I will not drive myself because I need time to think. I need time to pray. I need time to get in the zone. So someone will drive me there. And so when you see some of these things, people doing them, you gama masape. Because half the time I'm with my phone, I am thinking about something. Even when I get to a place where I'm going to speak, I look at the people and the message I came prepared changes immediately. So now I have to recalibrate my mind. So if I don't have someone bringing me water, making sure I have a hanky, making sure a level comes when you actually need the support system. So when God places that support system, it helps you to deal away with overwhelm. That after the event, I'm not the one that is going to run around with service providers. Someone is actually, a team is going to do that. That I'm not going to do my own graphics. That I'm not going to do. So having a team is something that really, really helps. But I will tell you what tops everything: prayer.
Wow, beautiful. Let's give a hand clap to that. I still see quite a number of questions coming up. Let's also appreciate the Bahati crew, the people who are behind this. She mentioned about the support structure. They do a commendable job. Coach Fifi is still running in back there, making sure that we have a refreshment coming up. So if you're fasting, prepare to break your fast. You mentioned of levels where you need a support structure. Amen? But before we get another question, we want to close this. There's a very special one. It's coming in from Charles from Bukasa. He's in a very hard place. Let me read it the way it is. It says, "Good morning and praise the Lord, Coach Bahati." He says, "I've been selling produce and I had about 7M and about 10M and invested in agriculture and lost it, including the 7M, but still in debt. Currently, he's doing a job that pays him 250 and is unable to meet all the bills and basic necessities of his life. The wife is up country, jobless, but still telling him to quit and go back home. And he says, I have lost appetite for the job because it doesn't give me time to even go to church. And he's in a place saying, help me, what do I do? I am very stuck." And there are many men out there. You can't even spend time with your family, but you claim you are working. So
okay. So in that case, I'm just going to respond to this very briefly. We have to find the next best step, okay? Because so many of us, we want to solve 10 years from now, but let's solve the next best step. The options are, you either look for another job, okay? You look for another job and make sure that, but again, when you leave this job, that means you will not be able to even eat. So that means if you can look for the job while you still have this job, that would actually work, okay? And then listening to your wife that says did the job and then come, could be love speaking, but love is not practical. What are you going to eat? So that means as a man, you must be a leader, that you manage her, but you also manage your life and say, you know what, I need to stay the course and be able to work and be able to put money on the table. Explore what kind of businesses can you be able to do, but have a plan, sit with someone. And some of these things, some of these coaches can offer pro bono work, okay? Make sure that you call, don't die alone, because now I'll give you something very small, but the next best step is for you to look for a better job, because that promises to be like one of the things that you can be able to do. What can give you better? But again, if there's nothing, look for something that you can start with very little money, like 50,000 or 60,000. Guys, there are jobs. Abaina merchandiser today downtown Vanji. Better, if you can become a salesperson, you are going to make a lot of money. Write your own check by becoming a salesperson. Go to a company, tell them njagala batundidako, neno bagambe njagala batundidako, become freelance. Sell, knock on people's doors, get tired, learn the skill. You will make money. There is no way you will fail to make money.
Amen. Wow, just a message of hope indeed. If you are here and you're also in the same place, I hope this answers you. We still have more questions, but our time is really done. I'm giving an opportunity, since it's a live show, you're going to have a one-on-one with her in our breaks, because we need to celebrate. And I'm going to ask Coach Bahati to please invite your crew, the people you work with. We're going to do a cake celebration, because we can't celebrate 1 year without cake, can we? We can't. Abaina sukari mtusonyiwe, our cake has sugar. but we shall put some sprinkles of salt so that we catalyze a little bit of the sugar. So if you could do the honors and invite
so
your
now
crew.
what we are going to do for the people that have questions, I'm going to meet you one-on-one so that at least we can break them down while we have something to eat in the back end. But as of now, please, my lovely crew, team, support system, you know, my prayer support, please come through. Let's see how we actually go we get to do this.
I think they need to be mentioned by names.
We'll
try as much
Mr. Chigundu.
Let's give it up for Chigundu.
He's the team leader when it comes to creatives. Please, welcome. We can.
I think you'll stand over there.
We can even get a seat. Mugi, please. Mugi does 2D graphics. Please.
I think I should join you here. Please have a seat. You are the celebrated people. Join in there.
And Baba is not around. What? Can we have Elisha? Can Elisha come? Beatrice? Can Beatrice come? Can we have Joab? Can we have... Elisha is a producer and he does camera. Ben is leading the team in production. I don't know whether he will be here. He's always the warrior. He's always worrying about what next. So I don't know if Ben can be able to join us. And we have... Okay, I see things coming slowly. Anyone else joining us? I see people are quite
There's
busy.
a question of gender balance, where
Gender
the ladies
balance.
coach.
Oh my goodness, this this gentleman come and sit with me here.
Yeah. We balance the boat.
Come and sit with me here. Job, come. Where you been?
Abachala.
Abachala.
This is the support team, okay?
Let me tell you, this support system is so solid. I don't know what to say about them. Come here where Mugi is. But yeah, I just needed us to do this together.
Let's give me a big hand clap. Don't they look lovely?
Please feel free to take some pictures. Feel free to take some pictures.
Coach Bahati, if you could point out those who are single, just for the benefit of
Elisha, Beatrice, Mugi, Joab. Why are you being violent? Okay. Ben is chief single. Chief single. But it's let me just appreciate you in a moment. You people have really run around, and not run around just for today, but for years. Like, this has been the die-hard crew, the one that are behind there doing everything, advising me, the brand should do this, the brand should look like this, the brand. I go to a place where now I fully trust them. Whatever they decide, mami chigundu bwangamba nti tugenda na bulu ono ba radio ono nga mugamba nti omayisebo kyogamba kye kigenda nze mmanyiiki. You know, but that has gotten me to a place where I'm so peaceful and I'm able to deliver the messages that God has placed on my heart without worrying what am I going to do and what is the support and how is it going to look like and how is it going to sound like. So for me, these are family, not just a work crew, but family, and I really appreciate you. We couldn't have done this here without you. Thank you so much. I pray that the good Lord blesses you with wives, with twins, with why are you and school fees, of course, and double. But I really appreciate. Thank you so much. He leads the spirit events team, and my goodness, the work that he's been able to do. If you saw a dive, if you saw the Night of Glory, the coach experience that we are going to do on Friday at Katikati, he is the man behind everything. Ben produces the Bahati Show. Everyone, Baba, I don't know where Baba is, but we have a number of producers for Bahati Show. I think we have about how many producers? Like 3 producers, two different producers, and then the creative team, the people behind the camera, it's just, these people hold my hands and pray with me. And Audrey, what you did in the morning, just coming in there and holding my hand and praying with me, that was awesome. That shows me that I have people that have understood the assignment that God has given to us. And that means we are frontliners together. I'm not at the front alone. Thank you so much. Derek, and then our general manager, that is Wesley, so supportive, so supportive. He will always come in and tell you, you know, you need to do this, you need to make it big. Thank you so much. Emma, Somaka, thank you so much for the amazing pictures and also the amazing support that you give. I have so many, I will not. Gabi, thank you so much for, yeah, for the great work.
At this rate, I think you're about to mention the LC one at your home.
I know. So I want to mention everything. There is no way I cannot fail to mention.
There is one person,
Harriet.
please.
Now, Harriet will go to the moon and back for me. Like literally to the moon and back. She's the kind I will tell, I must dress up in the next 30 minutes, but I don't have anything to wear. And in the next 20 minutes, she will get something to wear for me. I will go for a photo shoot and I will tell her, I came out of home not planning for a photo shoot, but I'm going for a photo shoot. And she will tell me, njagala tano, and she will get them. Like, so I don't know, I'm grateful. Thank you so much. Yeah, please.
Tata wabana yani. In absentia, let's appreciate also the other coach, the coach behind the coach, senior coach.
Oyo coach aja.
Let me appreciating Mr. Tim Sabiti. In absentia. And we're going to proceed to Mukologwa cake. So I'm going to request that those who are able, we can stretch our hands in unison. And then we have the cake cutting.
Yes.
Shortly after we've closed, but we could just probably take it back to Coach Bahati to close this show up. But just remind you, we are having a very special edition of the Coach Experience. That's on Friday. Please come show up. It's going to be at Katikati. I promise to give you directions. If you're coming from Jinja, Jangu. Tuka, you reach Kat Lugogo bypass. Tell the conductor, Masawo! Then get out from there. Cross the road to the former ShopRite. There's a road that continues. Walk. You find Katikati. But if you're coming from Kampala Road, stop from Lugogo bypass, Buzowa border, the most they can take from you is 1K. Nyobos Wokutambla, use that money to buy PK. So for now, let's cut our cake.
Yeah. Please. Okay.
Let's count. It's been 12 months of Bahati. That makes a year. So can we count from this January? March, April, May, June, July, August, September,
bring your hands.
October, November, December. Congratulations, Bahati. 1 year of transformation, 1 year of impact. More stories are coming up. We'll be able to capture them. Please feel free to share on your socials and continue giving us those testimonies. But for now, over to you, Bahati, as you say the parting shots.
Yes, for me, number one is a special thank you for the community. Thank you so much for coming. Those that are in the studio, thank you so much. It means so much that you have been here. But again, number two is to give you an official welcome to Katikati. We want to dominate over our lives and dominate over this year. Please come, let's learn, let's talk. We have Pastor Cyrus Road, we have Pastor Sebina coming on in leadership, in business, in marriage. We are going to have Katogo of different things, but I know that we are going to learn and we are going to walk away equipped. And then for some of you that can facilitate roundtables, come. We're going to start with roundtables as people arrive. I know that it's going to be amazing. But for me, it was so intentional for all my support system to be declared. But when it comes to Mwami Sabiti, Yesterday we were talking about support, and he was telling me how I have made it easy for him to support me. I was like, support, what does support mean? It means that there is something to support. So he was like, that means you have something that I can actually support, and the years that we have moved and the sacrifices that we have made. So for me, I wouldn't have made not just this 1 year, the past 25 years of my life. They would never be able to be materialized, or this amount of growth to happen, without him in my life. So thank you so much. If you're watching or you will watch, I will even cut this clip for you to make sure that you have it. I love you. I cherish you. I just pray that God satisfies you with long life and with everything that you wish for in life. But thank you so much for being that strong man that shows me the path, lights the path, and you push me to walk the path. Thank you so much. I love you guys. Thank you so much. Bless you, bless you. Have a great night.
Book Bahati Hilda as a keynote speaker, a panelist, a one-on-one session, or a marriage intensive on 0757 117 117 or 0760 881 331. Join her signature program, Accelerated Mentorship. It's designed for you if you desire to become a coach, a public speaker, a successful personal brand, and unapologetically make sales in your business. Get yourself her transformational books, That's Deliberately Selfish and Tears on My Pillow. Change your life, change your world.
We are super excited to be back with the coach experience on the 5th of April. I don't know who is excited. I'm really excited. I've missed you, and I would want to see all of us in the same room again.
We used to do it monthly, but this time we decided to do it quarterly.
Yeah.
And what we would want is as many as possible.
Yes.
And remember, it's absolutely free of charge. As in, don't be selfish to come alone. Come with someone. Come with a friend. 10. Come with 20. Come with 100. At Katikati?
Katikati Auditorium. It's going to be at 5 p.m. And for those of you that are coming in a bit early from your workplaces, we have round tables for you, so you can learn with the women, with the men. And then after that, we will have a panel of the men. I'm looking forward.
Now,
on the
panel of the men, I'm having Pastor Serena Kagwa is been on the road as a leadership trainer. You know, he does quite well with leadership, most especially marriages and blah blah blah. He does so well. So I'll be on the panel with him, and we'll be discussing leading and managing in as far as a family is concerned.
Wow, that's been
so amazing. What is the role of a woman? What is the role of a man in a home, in building that ecosystem that thrives?
We have Pastor Rod Cyrus.
Yes, he will be there.
It's going to be an amazing moment, talking about dominating your year 2024, dominating your industry, dominating your work, and dominating your life. I believe we've been given the mandate and the authority to do so, and we should not lag behind. We should actually take the reins and dominate over our lives.
So it's the coach experience themed dominion.
Yes.
Happening on the 5th of April.
Yes.
Exactly 5 p.m. at Katikati, absolutely free. Make it a point that you come. I know that you will be blessed.
Spirit TV, a place for you.